Decongest Nairobi by banning matatus from accessing the central business district could flop if the government does not set a smooth, facilitated transition of matatus out of the CBD into their new termini outside the city. This as the Nairobi Metropolitan Services aborted plans to enforce the ban that was set to commence today. David Mudhoka reports.
As the hours trickled down on Monday, November 30th, the looming ban on matatus from accessing the Nairobi CBD that was set to commence on Tuesday seemed a matter of when, not if. Residents caught unaware by the announcement feared the worst. But on waking up to Tuesday, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. It was yet another day of hustle and bustle for matatu operators at every possible space within the Nairobi CBD. Residents who have stayed longer in Nairobi will say that it is not a surprise that the Nairobi Metropolitan Services aborted plans to enforce the ban that will see the CBD off bounds for any matatu. In 2008, the first attempt to ban matatus from entering the CBD by the government was never actualized. 7 years later, the Nairobi County government, led by former Governor Evans Kidero, was at it again, but the plans bore no fruit. 3 years later, Governor Mike Sonko picked from where his predecessor had left to no avail. Just like his predecessors, Sonko could end up leaving office sooner than the matatus from the CBD.
Hizo ni plans wao wenyewe wanasema wako na engineers. Sisi si engineer, tujasoma, ndio kwa maana tuko kwa hii industry. Lakini kama sisi tunaona hiyo shida mahali iko, wao hawaoni na wako kwa ofisi, mnataka kukandamiza ule mtu wako chini. Una expect huyo wako chini sisi tutakubali tukandamizwe mpaka dakika ya mwisho?
The Mohammed Badi-led NMS has since vowed to hatch the perfect win-win plan, a plan that will save the choking city from the traffic menace while also providing new functioning termini for matatus. According to Badi, the strategy is to construct a bus stop at the Luna Park where commuters from Mombasa, Langata and Ngong roads will be dropped. Those coming from Thika Road will be dropped off at Globe Cinema, while those coming from Wayaki Way will alight from Desai Road. Commuters from Eastlands will be dropped off at Muthurwa, while those coming from upcountry destinations will head for the Machakos Country Bus Station. However, urban planner Constant Cap has warned that Badi could just be another player in a game of musical chairs if NMS does not only oversee the construction of these new termini, but also equip the termini with proper infrastructure.
Let's not only think about the passenger, let's also think about the worker. You know, the tout, the driver. Do you have facilities for them? Where they're going to be when they're not working? Do you have washroom facilities for them there? Is the place safe enough for them, for those who are waiting for passengers late at night? So there's a lot more that comes towards that, so as not to force people to come to the CBD. And then for passengers, do we have good access to those particular termini?
Constant has also hinted that the phasing out of matatus could take too long for the NMS's liking.
How soon is very, I think it's dependent on the infrastructure. One of the things that we noted is that with previous regimes, we've had political declarations of matatus being out of the CBD, but it's been done without giving them supportive infrastructure. Okay, you just tell them. I mean, there's a Gazette notice that was done 2 years ago that allocated certain termini, and which were not enough.
And while NMS is hell-bent on leaving a lasting legacy, all eyes are set on whether Badi will finally crack the city decongestion nut that has been a twisted jargon for many leaders before him.
It is a city simply choking under traffic, and despite deliberate consensus to put this crisis to bed, the government has repeatedly been unable to do that. Stakeholders insist for the plan to work, it will need more than just political statements. It will require proper supporting infrastructure as well as public participation. David Mudhoka, TV 47 at Koja, Nairobi.